Welcome back, everyone. We are still working on graphing linear inequalities. So find your worksheet. We're going to start with question 3. This is already in slope-intercept form. So we're just going to plot the y-intercept. So I want you to pause this video and I want you to try to graph this question. And then I will help you with the shading in just a second. So on your y-axis, go down to -6, and then think your slope, your rise over run, is up 5/2, and I need to be increasing from left to right because it's a positive slope. And then use your ruler or a straight edge, and I want you to connect these points with a solid or a dashed line. So look at our symbol. So this needs to be dashed or dotted. I use both words synonymously. So the best you can, make this a dashed line. And then remember, we need to figure out if we're going to shade to the left of this line or to the right of this line. And in order to shade, we are going to test or plug in 0, 0, the origin, which is right here because it's not on my boundary line, and it's the easiest point to test. So 0 goes in for x and y in our inequality above. So 0 is less than 5/2 times 0 minus 6. Now remember, these always cancel, and 0 is less than -6. Is this a true or a false statement? Think about your number line. Here's a 0. All positive numbers are bigger. Negative numbers are smaller. So true or false? So this is a false statement. So that means 0, 0 is not a solution or is not an answer. It's not in our shaded area. So we are going to shade the opposite direction or away from our 0, 0. So we're going to shade this portion of our graph. When you shade, make sure that I can still see that you have a dashed line. Okay, I would like you to try question 4 all by yourself. So pause and take the time to do that. Question 5 is not in slope-intercept form because I do not start with y equals out in front, or y is less than. Y is not alone here. So what we need to do is we need to move or get rid of this negative x. So the opposite would be to add it, and whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So bring down your y and your symbol, and then I'm going to write my positive x first, and then my -8. Now it's in slope-intercept form, so you can take the time to graph it. Start with your y-intercept down at -8. Your slope here is a positive 1/1, so make sure you're increasing. Because of my symbol, my inequality sign, this is a solid line. So go ahead and connect these with a solid line. And we're going to plug in 0 and 0 to figure out where to shade. Is 0 less than or equal to a -8? No, this is a false statement. So we are shading away from, here's 0, 0. We're shading the opposite direction. The other portion of the graph away from 0, 0. All right, I want you to keep working on this worksheet. You can finish it by yourself. If you need help with questions 7 and 8, remember one of them has to be horizontal, one of them has to be vertical. You can use your note sheet from the other day, your worksheet about graphing. We did an example of each of those. If you need help, send an email, a Schoology message. You can join Zoom office hours. So keep graphing these in slope-intercept form. Plug in 0, 0 to figure out where to shade. You can do it. This is your y-intercept. This is my slope or my rise over run. And it's negative, so your line needs to be decreasing. And your line needs to be a solid line because of your symbol. Use your notes. Let us know if you need help.